So you've got Barbarella coming over for brunch. What are you going to cook her? Well, I think we're going to do a Dutch baby pancake for her. I mean, if that doesn't scream Queen of the Galaxy, I don't know what does. It's going to puff up. It's going to be nice and light. There's really not a lot of bad stuff in it, so it's still reasonably a healthy type of breakfast. I mean, I'm throwing a little bit of sugar in the one that I do, but it's not that different from what pretty much everybody's Dutch babies are. So what we're going to do is this is going to be different than most of the Cosplay Cookoff videos that I'm planning to do. This is not going to be super long format. This one's going to be as quick as I can kind of get it through. Normally what most of my videos are going to be like are that if you want to put it on in the background while you're folding laundry, that'll be perfect. This one, you probably won't get a lot done unless you have a really small load of laundry. Because my plan is, I've already got the mise en place, like I've got all of the ingredients all done, ready to go, like as far as just like eggs cracked and milk measured and stuff like that. So it's going to go a lot faster than normally, because normally on the channel, what I'm planning to do is to cook from start to finish all the way through with you so that you can see if any steps are skipped when people are showing their videos and stuff. And, you know, especially those ones where it makes you feel like an idiot because when you went to do it, it didn't actually work. So you'll be able to see normally. But on this one, there's really not a whole lot to it. I've already preheated the oven to 220 Celsius, and I've already got my pan in there. So my pan, the way that I do Dutch babies anyway, is when I turn the oven on, that's the same time that I take the eggs out to let them start warming up, the milk out to let it start warming up, and I also put the cast iron pan in the oven while it's warming up. And I don't race to get it out of there. Like, I would be perfectly fine if that sat in there for a full hour, even though it preheated way quicker than that. Because that pan is our heat sink. It's the thing that I care about. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the first part here where we're just basically gonna make the batter, and away we go, really. So we'll just kind of zip through this reasonably quick. We got 3 eggs, nothing fancy. They're just regular. You guys stop it. Sorry, I've got 4 rescue cats, and my daughter's dog is with us for the summer. So they're all trying to get along together. They're doing really good. They're just, the cats are always hissing at him, and he can't do anything about it. Anyway, so we've got 3 eggs. We got 1/3 a cup of milk. I'm using 2%. The one that I use is lactose free, mostly because I'm going to be the one eating this. The other thing is 1/3 a cup of all-purpose flour. Now, this wasn't the smartest container to put this in because I was afraid it was going to get everywhere. But this is like, it's the simplest pancake mix you're ever going to, well, I can't imagine how you can make one easier than this. I've got a teaspoon of salt I'm going to be putting in. Again, some of these things you could probably skip, but this one you definitely don't have to do, and that's the tablespoon of sugar. I go back and forth on whether I actually put it in when I'm making these for myself. So if I'm making them for Barbarella, I figure a little bit of sugar. So 1 tablespoon of sugar I'm tossing in there. This one is 100% me, vanilla. I really like these with vanilla in it. I'm putting about a teaspoon in, but you put in, you know, if you like it, great. If you don't, just skip it. You don't need to do that. Now, all of the mixing is going to be done with whatever blender you use. I'm going to put my lid on. This part's going to get loud, so I'm probably going to basically mute it out. But I want you to see how long it takes to do it, because it's not long. We're not putting this on here for hours. So what are we looking at? What was that? Is that 10 seconds, 15 seconds? It's not very much. And it's super liquidy, super easy to work with too. This whole recipe is super easy. There's not a whole lot of pre-planning you have to do other than preheating an oven. And that's about as easy as things get. So let me grab a glove. Now what I'm gonna do, this is gonna sound like well, I thought it sounded like an awful lot when I first did it. And that is for the softened butter, let's say. It's melted and then I just let it firm up again because it didn't have to be melted. It just had to be something that would go in the pan and reasonably quick kind of get spread around so that then I can throw the batter in and not have to fool around with it too much. So I'm using 3 tablespoons. Now, believe me, I know that sounds like a lot, and it kind of is, but at the same time, that extra bit of the friedness of it does stuff to it. It definitely makes a difference. So I know you can do it in 2 tablespoons. You could probably do it in 1 tablespoon. I have kind of over time gone to the point where I just go with the 3. So let me grab the pan, and we will, right now, I'm going to basically toss this in, toss that in, set a timer, and then I'll pause the video until I'm done that stuff there. That is our butter. This is our batter. Nothing fancy. I'm just plopping it all right in the middle there. Then I'm putting this in, setting a timer for 15 minutes. Now, this is where everybody, well, not everybody, a lot of people do it with a lower temperature and for a longer period. I am telling you, I make these fairly regularly. So 15 minutes is more than enough. Well, it's enough at 220 Celsius. So I would say go with that and you'll be fine. What else we got here? For the toppings when it comes out. So I've got lemon that we're gonna squeeze on. We've got powdered sugar to go on with that. And this part is completely only because it's today. My raspberry bush out back, today is the first day that there's been any berries on it that were good and ready to go. So I have raspberries here to toss on there, but you don't need that. Like trust me, the lemon and the powdered sugar is just delicious by itself. You don't need the raspberries, but since I've got them, I'm gonna use them. That's that. So now, timer's on for 15 minutes, and I will be back in 14 and a half minutes, let's say. All right, we're back. 15-minute timer just went off. I'm gonna pull it out, put it up here, and I'm gonna try and move reasonably quick because what I am planning to do is, it's gonna settle pretty quick, right? So I wanna make sure that you get to see it a little bit in its puffed state. They don't stay in the puffed state for very long, so don't get discouraged if it falls before you even bring it to the table. Anyway, let's get it out here. Dutch baby for Barbarella. Okay. Dutch baby. I don't know if you can see it in that one. What about that camera there? That's what they look like there. Now, I will, personally, I don't ever season it when it's still in the pan because I really don't want to get stuff on my pan. But if you make sure that it's coming free, you can just slide your plate underneath. I'm going to get this out of the way over here temporarily. Okay, Dutch baby on there. We'll get some lemon on there. And I will be pretty heavy on the lemon. I seem to find that on these particularly, it's kind of my favorite part. I don't know, the lemony taste is just really nice on there. If this was actually going to be for Barbarella and she was here, I guarantee you I would not put the whole lemon on here. There's just no way. This is way more, well, it's way more than I would expect someone wants. I only put this on this much for me because I know that I've already done it a few times and I know that I like it with a fair bit. I'm even going to be putting wedges on this. So we've got our lemon. I've just got some powdered sugar that I'm gonna put on. How much you put on, I don't even know if I want to call it based on health conscious part. Like, I don't think that that's the thing about it. It's, I kind of want it to be at a certain texture. Like, as far as, I want there to be enough icing sugar there that you kind of get like a sticky spot when it mixes with the lemon and all that stuff. For some reason, it's just better. Now, again, because I have raspberries in the bush today, I'm just gonna put them on because I know that these are delicious and they will work for me. Now, so if I was to hold this up and say, okay, Dutch baby for Barbarella, and if I was gonna say that for that camera, Dutch baby, here, let's get the knife out of the way. Get these, oh, those can stay there. Okay, so Dutch baby, ooh, right? Now, if I was bringing them out to Barbarella, personally, I would also put a wedge or two of lemon on, and there is no reason to do this, but I always powder my lemon on this. Only on this particular dish. It just, there's something about that lemon mixed in with it that is just fantastic. So we've got Barbarella. She's coming over and she's gonna taste it now. Is it any good? I don't even have to try this to tell you it's good because I just really, really like this dish. It's so easy to put together and there's really not a whole lot to it as far as, you know, challenging anything. There's no challenging parts to it. Keeping your cast iron pan might be the one thing that I would say, make sure your pan is clean and ready to go before you start the whole process. As long as you keep your pan maintenance up, like what I'm going to be doing as soon as I shut the cameras down, I'm going to be putting a little bit of water in that. I have a scrubber that doesn't really have a whole lot of soap on it, but it has a little bit on it. I'll wash it with that, then I rinse it again, then I put it back in the oven until all that water's gone. There's no water left, and you can just use the residual heat to do it. It doesn't take that long. So as long as your pan is good, these are super easy to make. Now, are they any good? They're so good, it's ridiculous. I mean, come on. If someone came to your house, doesn't have to be Barbarella, it could be anybody, your buddy Fred. Your buddy Fred comes over and you guys, you're building a cosplay or you're playing some video games or you're going to play tennis or whatever. And then afterwards you make this, because this is quick and easy, right? If your friend doesn't love this, you need to get a new friend, because that is a crazy friend right there. And if that friend doesn't like this, well, you know what? There's a good chance they're just going to be trouble. I don't know. It's so good. I'm going to try it with a raspberry, but... Okay. 100%. It's just delicious. You need to make it. You need to make it mostly because it's so easy that you kind of don't believe it. But I promise you, the only part I cut out is the part from when we put it in the oven till when we took it out. It was 15 minutes on the nose. Technically, it beeped at 15 minutes. And then I had to kind of walk over to the camera and say I'm taking it out. So 15 minutes, I don't know, 20 seconds. So I don't think that part is going to throw you off. I guarantee you, if you try to make this, even if it doesn't puff the same way, or even, because sometimes I get massive puffing, sometimes not as big, it always still tastes delicious. So you can't go wrong. So, you know what they say. Give it a try. See what you think. Let me know in the comments. I would love to, I mean, I don't want to hear from someone who, like specifically who didn't like it, but I would kind of be curious to see if people didn't like it after trying to make it, What didn't you like about it? Because I can't think of anything about this dish that could throw someone off. For instance, if you don't like lemon, you do not have to do the lemon part. I have done this with maple syrup. I've done it with, actually, what my second favorite probably is just butter. So you put a bit of butter. You could still do the icing sugar, but you don't need it. For some reason, when it's just butter, this whole thing is just fantastic. It's just, it's not as showy, because if I had chosen to do that one, let's say, and then I put the butter on here, it would still just look like a pancake. Like, you wouldn't see white, you wouldn't, you know what I mean? Unfortunately, it's all hail to the algorithm, and I have to have something that would look like something on the thumbnail. All right, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you'll try and do some cosplay or some cooking or whatnot. I might put a little bit of cosplay stuff at the end of short videos like this. So if after I say goodnight, there might be some other junk coming in. But only if it's a really short video and I couldn't fit in the stuff I wanted to talk about for cosplay stuff. Anyway, hopefully that was cool. So for the Barbarella exit, love. All right, catch you next time. Thanks for stopping by.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.